Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my 2-month update on my Pan That Palette project using the Tartelette in Bloom. I really don't have much of a preamble, so let's do this. Alright, first of all, I deserve a cookie because I've stuck with this for 2 months. I know that in the grander scheme of Pan That Palette, that's really not that impressive, but for me, it really kind of is. I committed to it, I dove into it. In the back of my mind, I really kind of thought, yeah, you're not doing this. But I have, at least for 2 months now. And I'm still going strong. I still use this palette pretty much every day as my 9 to 5, Monday to Friday go-to. I do try to incorporate it into other looks that I do when I'm filming for videos. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't use it for this look. I should have. The colors are kind of all in here. For this, I used the Chocolate Bar palette and Insomnia from Makeup Geek all over the lid. I was going to film a tutorial on it, but honest to God, it's so simple that I thought it might be a little condescending. I don't know. If you want to see a video on it, let me know. I'm happy to recreate it. So easy. I should have just used this palette with it, but at any rate, there it is. But like I said, for my day job, I do use this pretty much every day. And I haven't got bored with it yet. In fact, I really like knowing when I get up and when I come down here to my makeup area what I'm using. I don't have to think about it in the morning. I grab it and away I go. Even more surprising to me though is the fact that for probably, I'd say about 2 weeks, maybe 3, I'd say 2 weeks, solid 2 weeks, I have been basically doing the same look, which is almost unheard of for me. Like I almost always have something different going on my eyes. It's just a creative outlet for me and I enjoy doing that, but I've just kind of, and I don't even want to say I've fallen into a rut. I've actually been enjoying the look, but it's just become sort of my uniform, if you will. So I'll walk you through what it is that I do. It's not complex, but it's perfect for in the mornings. But before we get into all that, let's take a look at my progress. I find that it's simpler just to use pictures simply because it's a metallic palette on the inside and it kicks back the light and then you can't really see. So here's a picture of the palette at the beginning of February. And here is a picture of it at the beginning of March. So you can see that I have hit pan on 2 shadows and I'm very excited and happy about that. So I hit pan on the shade Funny Girl. I'll insert a close-up picture over here. This one I'm not surprised that I have as much pan in there as I do because I use it as a highlighter and I also use it pretty much in every eye look that I do, at least on the inner corner and brow bone, if not on the lid as well. So I'm not surprised to see as much pan in there as there is. And then the other one is Smoke Show. And again, I'm not really all that surprised that I've hit pan on this one because I use this shade for filling in my brows. So I'm just running my brush over a very concentrated area of it, and it's just kind of bored a hole right down to the bottom. Now, obviously I haven't hit pan on any other shadows, but there is a dip going on in Flower Child. I tried to get a picture of it. I think if I just show you in the pan here, you're not really going to be able to see. It's this shade right in here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be able to, like you might be able to see a little bit of the dip. At any rate, I did try to take a picture of it, so hopefully this shows it a little bit better. I use this shade for setting my eyelid primer. Prior to obtaining a bit of a tan, I was using the shade Charmer, which is this light cream one up here. I find that that's a little bit too stark of a contrast now, so sometimes I'll mix these two together, or I just go in with this one because it's closer to my skin tone now. As I said, I've been doing basically the same look for about 2 weeks now. So what I do is I set my eyelid primer with this shade here, then I go into the shade Sweetheart, which is this dusty pink. I put that up as a transition sort of between where the crease and the brow bone are, blend that around. Then I take Rebel, which is this shade here. There's a tiny bit of a dent starting in there, but I can't really convey it to you. Just take my word for it. There is a little bit of a dent going on in there. So I put this shade into the crease, and I'll usually buff it over the outer half of my lid as well. And then I go in with the shade Leader over here, put that into the very outer corner of my lid, and then buff it along the lower lash line. Go in with a bit more of that Rebel shade to blend everything out, and then I will often put Funny Girl over the inner portion of my lid, and again just blend so that there's no harsh edges. I have been loving that look. It's warm without being too obvious, like there's a bit of a rosiness to it, so it really plays nicely with my eye color, but it's still neutral enough to go with any lip shade that I want to wear or any color that I'm wearing in terms of my clothing. And I've just been really enjoying using just those shadows. I do branch out every now and then and use some of the others. Recently I used this shadow here called Activist as an eyeliner, and I really enjoyed the way that looked, so I think that's something I'm also going to be doing more often, which is also going to help me hit pan on that shade. So I'm not going to commit to only using these ones until I hit pan on them, but I have been enjoying sort of just using one look and really working with those shadows and making noticeable progress that way. So I might switch it up and come up with another look and do that for a couple of weeks and then switch it out again, just so that I'm not getting bored with it. But I think progress is going to very much slow down from here on out. And this is where the real challenge is going to come in for me, because having the gratification of seeing how close I'm getting to pan and then obviously hitting the pan, that is exciting and motivating and rewarding. But when it's like, yeah, there's a bit of a dip starting, only another quarter mile of shadow to go, it gets a little frustrating. So at any rate, I'm not throwing in the towel yet. I am going to stay committed to it. I can tell that this is going to be the shade that I most likely hit pan on next, but I don't know that it's going to be by the end of March. Maybe by the end of April, but I'm not sure. I don't have enough experience panning eyeshadows to really be able to gauge, but I can see just in this smoke show shadow just how much shadow is in each pan. There, grammar. So overall, I am very happy with my progress on this palette so far, and of course I'm very proud of myself for sticking with it. Yes, it's only been 2 months, but it's still progress for me, just on a personal panning journey. And I'm excited to keep with it. I'm excited to see where it's going to be at the end of next month. I think taking pictures monthly has been wildly helpful in keeping me motivated towards this project and keeping going with it, because without those pictures, it's so hard to gauge where you're at. So having the pictures really does show me that, yes, these efforts are making progress and it's cumulative. So the more you do it, the more obviously you're using up. That goes without saying. That's a stupid thing for me to say, but I said it anyways. So I've been enjoying it. I'm happy with it, and I just wanted to share. If you have any tips or tricks on panning or staying motivated with it, anything that you want to share in that regard, I would love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment down below. And with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.